into the future.
X-Men.
Where were you when the original X-Men movie first released? I was too young to remember, but I do remember watching it on TV as a kid back when Fox used to do that. And I remember watching a lot of the sequels quite a bit more, especially 3 for some reason. I watched Last Stand a lot as a kid. Recently, I went back to rewatch the original movie, and much to my surprise, it doesn't hold up entirely well.
Do you know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning? The same thing that happens to everything else.
But it did get me feeling nostalgic for the 2000s X-Men movies, which brought me to this incredibly odd toy. Now this is a real relic of the past. I have here an X-Men movie figure from the year 2000 that features Jean Grey and mutated Senator Kelly. And this was around the time that ToyBiz was still making action figures, the glory days of action figures when McFarlane Toys and ToyBiz were at the height of everything. As you can clearly see, back when ToyBiz used to do action figures like this, the packaging was huge. I mean, this thing is gigantic compared to the stuff we have today. And this thing keeps toppling over, so that's why I have this pencil here to keep it up. Also, back in the day when ToyBiz would make action figures, it always came with like some sort of cool accessory or comic book or something. No comic book here, but we do get an accessory that is kinda cool. Okay, so maybe it's not that cool, but you know, ToyBiz often had a lot of really cool toys back then. Now, if you remember right, Senator Kelly was a character in the X-Men movie that hated mutants, so Magneto and the Brotherhood captured and turned him into one. He eventually melts into a puddle of water and dies. And that's really all I remember about the character. He doesn't really do anything else that significant. It was also a pretty horrific scene that probably scared a lot of kids back then, so just the fact that they made that into a toy is weird. They literally made a toy of the exact scene where he dies, so we now have a recreation of that scene, and now Senator Kelly will suffer for eternity. He was a mutant racist, so I guess that's fine. Also, the biggest question I have, like, my biggest takeaway from all of this is, of all of the characters for him to be packaged with, why is it Jean Grey and not Storm? Okay, so let's start by discussing the packaging here. Obviously, it's very large. It's very yellowed, the clamshell right here, because it's obviously an older toy now, and it's a miracle that there's just so many of these in stock. I guess nobody wanted them. You can also get these for really cheap, guys. I'm talking like $10 cheap. Famke Janssen as Jean Grey. So it's kind of cool that they put the actor's name on there. I think I'm saying Famke right. If I'm not, I am sorry. We got this big red X up here, which I don't know if there's like maybe there's a display base or something in here. I could be completely wrong, but it just seems weird to have this big plastic X if you're not going to put anything in there. Obviously down here we have X-Men the movie, and then we have with mutated Senator Kelly. Also, her hair is actually different on here than it is on the actual toy. Although I did some searching online and it appears to be some sort of like variant. So this is just like either the short hair or Jean Grey with her hair up, I guess. The back of this packaging especially is a riot. I'm not gonna read that, I don't care. But this part right here made me laugh. You can squeeze Senator Kelly to feel his body mutating. Although we do get to see, if you zoom in here, some of the toys that came in this line on the side, and that is really cool. There's a few here on the bottom as well you can look at. This Wolverine specifically, I remember being just a really ugly, like super hideous toy. This was definitely not ToyBiz's best line. This was far from their best work. I don't know why, because as I've said before, like ToyBiz had some really cool toys back in the day. Their X-Men movie toys were just, I don't know what went wrong. I think my biggest fascination of all of this is the ToyBiz toll-free number like on the bottom, so you can call up customer service on an action figure if you want to. Why don't we get that nowadays? I've probably had a few complaints about things I've purchased. All right, now that that's all said and done, time to open this figure up. Senator Kelly has like quite literally molded to the plastic, like he's stuck against it. And I'm just really hoping I can open this up without breaking it. I seriously don't know if I can. I'll try. Like, guys, he is just hanging on there. Like, there's no way I can get this out without breaking it. Well, and there's Senator Kelly, looking like he had a chest burster pop out of him. Lucky for me, we have a little thing called electric tape, and I'm gonna go put this on him. We could also use this as like a science moment, you know? We can take a look at what is actually inside of him. So yeah, for anyone wondering, it's literally beads. It's like a Beanie Baby. There's millions of tiny spider eggs inside of this guy. All right, so I'm just gonna take a little tape here and just patch him up like so. All right, guys, so this is gonna have to do until I can find like some other replacement, because I did not expect this thing to break so easily. I'm sorry. Guys, this video is just a disaster. I can't even get Jean Grey to stand up. All right, so let's put aside the senator here. There you go. And let's take a look at Jean Grey. I mean, this doesn't really look exactly like Famke Janssen. It's almost like a caricature version of her. And that eye is just not really aligned up. It just doesn't look too great. I mean, the hair itself looks good. Like, that looks about as good as any action figure's hair can look. And I like the leather suit with like the rivets here and the green lines. Of course, being Jean Grey, she has some green on her. And I hate to be the one to draw attention to it, but obviously her boobs are cartoonishly huge. Whoever was designing this toy was feeling very horny. I was not expecting this toy to be that bad. I legitimately hate this thing. I mean, it is stuck in this like weird permanent pose, and there's articulation like on it, but it doesn't really matter because no matter how much you move it, it doesn't give you the necessary joints to make any other pose other than what's already present. So let's go over her articulation, shall we? Her head looks like it would move, but it does not. Her shoulders just swivel like that. No elbow joint. And her wrists rotate at the glove. And then her waist moves like this. It's very loose, actually. Legs swivel outward. I always hate that outward swivel. Very unhelpful. And then her knees bend, and that's really it. And it's so unnecessary that her knees bend, because if these swivel outward, what's the point? Like, why? Just as someone who likes action figures, that frustrates me. Like, if your articulation is gonna make no sense at all, don't even make it an action figure. Just make it like a collectible statue or something. All right, and here we have a close-up and personal look to Senator Kelly himself. I hate him. Obviously, being that he's filled with like Beanie Baby beads, he's very squishy. I mean, this feels exactly how it looks, you know, just like any like squishy toy, I guess. He is very hideous to look at. He's quite the abomination. Cronenberg-esque, I think, is how you would describe a toy like this. He's got these like blue veins running along him. If you look closely, it's ugh. He didn't have that in the movie. In the movie, he just turned into straight up water. Like, what's with this like fleshy look to him? I think the biggest question that anyone who purchased this figure probably has is why? Why would they make this? Like, somebody actually had to take the time and effort to make this toy, and they did it. Imagine giving this monstrosity to some child on their birthday. What can I say other than Senator Kelly is a toy that will forever haunt my dreams. It's just the absolute worst. So thank you to everyone who watched this video. I purchased this just for the Senator Kelly, and then I realized that both of these figures are kind of the worst. I am actually looking to expand on WTF toys, so if you have any suggestions on strange or upsetting toys that I could review, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you all again, and have a much better day than I'm currently having. Bye.